Hello, welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It is Tuesday at 8 o'clock. I apologize to those of you that logged on at 8 o'clock last night. I had some family things, nothing bad, actually good stuff, but it just didn't work out to go live, or I didn't have anything ready either, to be quite honest. So I just chose to wait and do something tonight. I hope you're having a great Thanksgiving week. I debated and debated whether to do fall one more time since it is Thanksgiving week, or to go with Christmas. So I compromised and going to do one of each. So tonight I wanted to share with you a technique that came to mind as I was just looking through online with some samples. And I think I showed this maybe a couple years ago, but hopefully can add a little different twist with it again tonight. So I'm going to take one of our clear blocks. This was the H size, and I'm going to ink it up with 3 of my fall colors. So I'm going to use crushed curry, pumpkin pie, and Cajun craze. And hang on just a second here. All right. Sorry, I forgot to check to make sure I was live. Hopefully I am. Yep. All right, good deal. Okay, so this is my block. You can use any block you want, but I just thought this one would be a good choice tonight. I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can do this, and then had an accident happen as I was working. And then I'm going to show you another idea. So I'm going to start with some crushed curry. I'm going to use my blending brush, and I'm going to just rub some ink onto the block. When we had class this week and we did a technique where we were adding ink actually to the embossing folders, I showed them the difference between using our blending brushes, daubers, and then I pulled out some old sponges. Let them try that too, just to see how even just using a different tool to add color makes such a difference. And I'm sure those of you that are experienced stampers can guess, but we figured out that if you use the blending brushes, you got the darkest ink into the embossing folder. The daubers were the next, and then the lightest was the sponge. And I think a lot of that is just the sponge. You don't have the weight behind it to add to help push down the color. All right, so I've used Cajun craze here on the bottom, pumpkin pie in the middle, and crushed curry. And the first one I'm going to just do on some of our shimmer white paper. And our shimmer has just that little bit of flake. It's gonna be hard for you to see. It's got just a little bit of sparkle to it. It kind of looks like it's been sprayed with Wink of Stella. So what I'm going to do, I make a mess with this. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, this will give you an idea of how messy things were earlier. I just took one of my spray bottles and I'm just spraying straight water onto my block. You can see how it's making it all kind of squishy. And then I'm going to line it up on here and squish and wiggle just a little bit. And look at that color. Isn't that cool? Now you'll see I've got that line. So I tried to find my brushes that I can use, our current product. I cannot find them anywhere. And if you saw my stamp room, you would not be surprised. I was telling the gals at class Friday night, yeah, it was Friday night, that I'm still cleaning up from 2 events in October and 2 events from November. So my craft room is full of boxes and chaos. Hoping tomorrow to get it cleaned out a little bit. All right, so isn't that pretty? Look at those colors. See how nice and rich it is? And it just kind of goes from one color to the next. You can tell my pumpkin pie was a little bit lighter. Actually, I'm going to, what I like is by taking a blending brush, which I did do that, or this, you can kind of spread your colors out just a little bit. All right, so that's the first one. I'll lay that out of the way so it can dry. I'm going to clean this one off. All right. So for comparison, I'm going to do the exact same thing again, but this time I'm going to put it on our watercolor paper. So same thing, I'm going to ink up my Cajun or crushed curry. If you are on my email list, you should have gotten an email from me today. We have finally gotten Stamp Camp on the schedule, and you should have gotten that email. It's going to be January 21st, third Saturday in January. We'd love to have you join us. We do have a limit of 24. Now, last time we did have all the spots paid for. So if you're thinking about it, you better check your schedule and get that reservation in so that you can join us. All right, so there we go. Again, all three colors. And this time I'm going to put it on our watercolor paper just to get a different, see what a difference it makes. This is our Fluid 100. And again, I'm going to kind of smush it. And you'll notice it absorbs the water a little more straight down. And so you'll see I have more open spots, which you can leave those if you want. I kind of like to color them in, so it's not quite as obvious. I should have started with the yellow first and then done the darker bit. So it absorbs it just a little bit more. Let's compare the two. And you'll see with the watercolor paper, it just kind of goes straight into the paper, where this smears out just a little bit more. Okay. All right, so that was the first way I did it. Well, then I got to thinking, well, what if I don't want to use blending brushes? What can I do different? So I guess for comparison, I should do the same. So this time I'm going to do direct onto my block. So you'll see, and of course it's going to be a lot darker ink because we're going direct from the ink pad. And I found that if I take just one edge of the ink pad and angle it up so that only like this top part here is touching, I don't get it all the way down. It just goes right in the middle. Then we'll do the bottom with the Cajun Crave. I've tried this with a whole bunch of different colors. I'll tell you, I found some that were really ugly when you mixed them together. So a few papers went right into the trash. I wasn't even going to show them to you. They were so ugly. All right, so again, we're going to ink it up. I'm going to go with the watercolor paper. No, I've got more of the shimmery white cut. We're going to go with shimmery white. All right, flip it over. All right, and you saw what happened. I had so much water on there that I got a drop over here. So we're going to kind of blend that in. So this happened before. So let me show you what I ended up doing. I took my block, I put it down again, and I just kind of smushed all over the place. Look at that. And it's actually kind of cool, I thought. So what I also did was I came back with this and I took my blending brush and blended some ink in, because I know I can take my brush and add it. So see, it just kind of gives you, look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at all that texture. And that was my dropped one, which I had a couple of those this afternoon too. So there you have a whole sheet. Look at that, just kind of smeared, mushy look. And I will probably not get it dry tonight before I'm done, but watch tomorrow. I will post a picture of how I use that on a card. It looks kind of, that looks kind of scary actually. Yeah, but I'll show you how it turns out. I bet it will make an awesome card. All right, so that was a direct, and I think I'll try that one more time. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm trying to get this done so I can get them onto YouTube, or not onto YouTube, onto Instagram, but you have to have like 15 minutes. And I usually end up going a little too long. So let me show you here. I got this idea, like I said, off of Facebook. And so I'm just taking a black image here and stamping it. Isn't that pretty? I'll show you on this one. I'm going to leave it like that. I did pull up a greeting. I thought it'd be really pretty to just put hello on here. I'm going to use my Cajun Craze. So I've got a dark. Like that. So this one, I'm going to, for right now anyway, I'm going to leave it so it's not colored in. Let me show you what my card looked like when I was done. So the same thing today. I did it, but then I took and just with my So Saffron, colored the flowers just a little yellow to add just a little bit of color. Then added some black, and my Cajun Craze background. So see how that would look on there? Which I thought that was really pretty. Let me show you some others that I created today. I wanted to see what my blues and purples would look like. So I thought this made a really good masculine card. I did find that the dark onto the dark didn't show. So I don't know if you can see, but I popped that up. I cut another one out and popped it up. And that's using Orchid Oasis, Starry Sky, and Tahitian Tide, the 3 new in colors. Then I wanted to say, well, okay, so let's try some fall. So I did these, and when I colored on the block, instead of going the way I've been showing you, I went lengthwise. So I did yellow, and then yellow on the top, then the pumpkin pie, and then the Cajun Craze. And then I stamped the trees over it. And I gave it a nice kind of fuzzy look, just a little bit, if I did this soft suede tree while this was still damp. When I tried it without, it was very thin image, which the stamp is. But with this, I kind of liked it kind of a spread out image. So then I just added some suede and pumpkin pie paper in my thoughts and some ribbon. I got so much wet stuff, I'm afraid to put things down. I tried another one with the watercolor paper, and I did 5 of them. And I thought that one turned out really cool because you can just see a lot of variation in there. And then I wanted Christmas. So I did this one. And this is Orchid Oasis, Highland Heather, and that Tahitian Tide again. And then I just added some Christmas greetings and snowflakes on it. And then this was my oops. So this technique here that I did like this, I kind of had an oops with this. And so the same thing, this is a shimmery white paper. I put the snowflakes on it. And it's hard for you to see on camera, but it's got a lot of, it looks like I put Wink Stella all over the top because it shines so much. And I had one other thing I was going to show you because I just thought it was kind of funny. So I inked up my block and I was trying to spritz it, and by accident got a different look. So let me see if now if I try to show you my accident, it probably won't happen. But I'm going to try. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to use it yet, but I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know if you guys saw that. I just accidentally laid my ink pad upside down on my table. All right, so I'm going to take my shimmer white paper and I'm going to put this right over the top, and I'm going to spritz it. All right, so look what happens with the paper. It leaves a void where the block was, and you get that splatter around the outside. So let me show you the pink one that I got earlier today, and this was my accident. So I thought it'd be really cool because I could put a greeting in here, and then you've got that watercolored splatter look all around the outside. And my light is so bright you can't hardly see that. Let's see if that helps just a little bit. All right, well, those are my ideas tonight. Like I said, messy. My hands have been filthy today. Let me show you all these cards again. Tell me which one you like. Did you like it where there was more color with the direct, with the ink pad, or did you like it better where the blending brush added it? So we've got that one. We've got the sailboat. We've got the fall leaves or trees and Christmas. So those are my ideas for you tonight. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving this week. If you have the opportunity to be with family, I hope it's a wonderful time. If you're with friends, I hope you have a great Friendsgiving. And if you're enjoying life and going to spend time at home alone resting, I hope that's a great time as well. I'll plan to be on again next week, and have an awesome Thanksgiving. Thanks, guys.